What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Starting something new today. This is Unicorn Overlord. If you saw me play the demo, you would have heard me say I was going to wait till the end of the month to play this, but look, I was having so much fun with the demo, I had to start it up. So I'm taking two games that I'm not really liking out of the schedule right now. I am moving Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and Starfield and putting them on the shelf for now. We will get back to them, but for right now I really want to play Unicorn Overlord because I fell in love with the demo. We are not picking up where we left off in the demo because I played a little bit more after the two demo videos that I did. Anything else? Where the hell I've been the last few days? Friday I got called into campus and I was in some meetings about some stuff that I can't really go into, and yesterday I was supposed to start this, but family stuff kind of got in the way. My parents kind of picked up a stomach bug, so I was kind of playing nurse for the family yesterday. So that was all that's going on. No big deal. Everyone's fine. Anything else to talk about before we talk about the game? Unicorn Overlord. So I believe this is supposed to be... I've heard a lot of people compare it to Ogre Tactics. I said this in the demo. I really don't know much about that other than just the name. It's something I've heard before. But really, this game is kind of unique. It's different from Final Fantasy Tactics. It's different from Fire Emblem. It's really kind of its own beast in the way its combat works, because there is a shitload of characters in this game, and everything is built around this sort of pseudo auto battler. I mean, you set up the tactics for the way you want your characters to use their skills, but the actual battle takes place very automatically, and it's all based off initiative. It's really cool once we get into it. If you haven't seen the demo, like I said, we're starting right from the beginning here. This is, so far, the game is absolutely gorgeous, vanillaware. This is their kind of trademark style, and it's absolutely gorgeous to look at. The voice acting's great and everything from the demo. I absolutely fell in love with it. So, look, you've heard enough of me. New game. Excuse me. Choking.
I beg you, my queen, take leave of this place while you're still able.
Susan, look at the queen and compare her to the VTuber Monarch. I'm serious. It looks like it's just they took her and made her into a 2D kind of like warrior lady. I love it.
To where, I might ask? Nigh every last of Cornia's lords has forsaken.
That's part of me just showing my undying love to
No refuge remains for a crown.
to Amelie. So
Yet the general seeks my death and mine alone. I shall not flee from that fate. Though you still can, a sole rider with Elaine at your side. Take him, Joseph. Raise that delicate seedling into a sturdy tree capable of weathering the harsh climes that await.
I still think his name should be Yosef.
And pray safeguard the ring of the unicorn as well.
Okay, I pointed this out.
You until Elaine is a man grown. He will have need of the power it bears.
I pointed this out in the demo. I mean, you could see it a lot better when she was holding it out. You can clearly tell that they're using that the sprites are using just a gesture where their hand is out, and then they just superimpose the ring on top of it. It doesn't look as bad with Joseph, but you could really tell with Elena, with the way that her hand was positioned and the way that the ring sat in her hand. Like, you can tell that it's layered on top, and it doesn't look right. Like, even like when the flashing of the thunder the ring doesn't actually shade. It's really weird to me.
My queen,
It's one of the few visual things that really kind of irks me.
Mother,
Look, it's Elaine.
are you
I hate your name.
coming for us?
Mostly because I keep hearing Elaine and I keep thinking of the character from Seinfeld,
I say this not as your mother, but as your queen.
who is also your mother.
Hereforth, you're to treat Joseph's command as though it were spoken directly with my tongue. Do you understand?
Of course, but is there something amiss?
Excuse me.
My faith and more lies with you, Joseph. I only pray it is enough. Farewell, and may the heavens guide you.
God damn it, this art style is so fucking good.
Why are you just standing there, Joseph? Aren't you going to help her?
would that I were able, my prince. Come, we've not a minute to spare.
I love how angular his face is. Bar all exits to the city. The queen is not to leave these walls alive. Our great general reduced to little more than a base traitor. You'll find my head not so easily parted from my shoulders, Valmore. I wonder if you can say the same. Come, everyone. We march this day for Her Majesty, Elenia. Real quick, I want to say, because I'm probably going to just be playing this game straight, or I'm at least this recording session, I'm going to be probably playing it straight to catch up probably where we ended the demo videos. But, you know, I'll make splits where I think that they're important. So because I'm not going to be doing the usual outros, hey, let me say, if you're enjoying the video, please hit that like button. Helps with the YouTube algorithms, and so does comments. So please, even if you just want to say, hey man, I'm digging the video, please hit me up. I am happy to hear you guys, and I'm happy to hear what you guys think, etc., etc. Okay, so we move the cursor, command them to move across the battle stage, select Queen Elenia's movements. Trust me, this opening bit doesn't really go in too much into how the battle system works, but we will see more of it as the game progresses. So the game kind of works in this real-time, or the battle map works in a real-time sort of fashion. So we're getting attacked by the cavalry because it came in to intercept us. And hello, Booby Magician. I love you. You are my favorite character already.
Does this suit you?
I know. I'm very easily impressed.
I am your shield. We shall see our duty through. I trust you. Up, sir.
Go.
So that's the way. So again, for anyone who missed the demo, that is how the battle system in this game works. It works as more of a kind of, like I said, like an auto battler. Let's see if I can see details. Yes. So essentially, you can go in here, and again, well, this will get more complex, and we'll go into it more as we play the game. But you can set the priority of the different moves of the character, or their tactics, so to speak, and you can even set conditions for when you want them to activate. So you can go, okay, I want you to focus on somebody who's debuffed. I want you to focus on somebody who's this or that or what have you. You're seeing the little gems. Those are AP and PP. AP is your action points, so it's what you use to make attacks, or active sort of skills when your turn comes about, and PP is passive points, which show up on certain effects, like Quick Guard activates when being targeted by a physical attack. Yes, I know physical and magical are spelled weird in this game, just deal with it. And same with Cavalier Call. So, essentially, battle continues until all active points are used. So that's the basic way that combat and everything in this game works. So you can kind of set your conditions and everything. You can even set them, because again, as we go further in, you can actually mess with your equipment, your positioning, because yes, positioning on this board actually does matter. You can mess with your skills, your loadout, everything. You can mess with all of that stuff literally right here in this on this board here. So you can do it right before combat. So you can kind of tailor make your skills and everything to the opponent you're fighting.
I shall protect you.
And you're seeing skills like that that are guaranteeing a critical.
Does this suit you?
He just guaranteed her critical. So I love the helmet that the knights are wearing with the it's not a bandana, but you know, with the ribbon or whatever tied around the helmet. So it looks really cool.
How's this?
I have you.
My magic is yours. Victory is ours.
There's something else I wanted to make a mention of that I can't really remember what it was. Oh, right, the positioning. That's what I was talking about. Like I said, positioning does matter. So,
Caesar!
want to let this play out.
Enlighten me, Valmor. To what end do you seek to usurp my throne?
Self-centered fool. It's not merely your throne I aspire towards. It's all of them.
I like how he's got the dad bod rocking.
The rightful sovereigns of Fevrith. And I, the blade to restore our world to its natural order.
You seek to plunge the continent into war. Fevrith need not suffer your delusions.
A proper ruler demands unity, not pointless politicking with insufferable neighbors. Now, I shall achieve that unity through conquest and reclaim that which is rightfully mine.
I would sooner see you slain by my hand!
So yeah, like I said, positioning on the board does matter because it takes place on that 3x2 grid. So the units in the back are harder. The units in front have to be targeted before the units in the back, unless you know, there are certain classes that can attack the back row without having to go through the front row. Again, clearly, we're going to get into archers and magicians and everything as we get into the game.
And yet our work only just begins. We stand now at a new dawn for Fevrith, one which will see Zenoira's dominion restored at last. Curious, though, that we've no trace of the old knight's captain.
About that, my lord. A lone cavalry unit was spotted riding through the eastern gate before it was barred.
And the boy
I like Baltro. I don't know what it is about him, but I love his design.
futile attempt at a counter-offensive. It would seem I underestimated her penchant for deception.
But yeah, but then you have some characters who can attack the entire row, and some that can attack the front and back row, and some can attack the
Empire. Cornea's once decorated General Valmor rebelled against.
Words are hard. Some can attack a whole column, some can attack a whole row. Again, each class has its advantages and disadvantages and whatnot. It's kind of the weapon triangle from Fire Emblem, but it's a little more in depth.
And mustering what
it's more move, counter move sort of thing. It's really cool.
She rallied a defense.
Sorry, I'm talking over the dialogue.
With Cornea's queen lost, care of the young prince fell to her faithful knight, Joseph, who took wing beyond Valmor's wretched grasp to asylum on the Forned Isle of Palavia in the Holy Kingdom of Albion. And boastfully proclaiming himself Bevrith's new emperor, Valmor donned a second name, Calarius, and began a relentless onslaught the continent's nations.
Or Galarian, as I'm probably going to keep calling him.
Yet each realm's endeavors fell in vain time and again, and ere long Zenoira's vile dominion was realized.
Yes, we get to go to all of these kingdoms and all these locations. This map is fucking huge, and I love it.
Ironclad fist of Emperor Galarius. Embers of resistance burned on, yet the downtrodden could cling only to furtive hopes of liberation. Desperate prayers which fell upon deaf ears night after unceasing night. 10 years have passed since the Shroud of War first set over Cornea.
I wonder if those two are at it again.
This is Scarlet. She has a big personality.
Well, that takes care of the altar. I suppose I should be getting back.
I mean, come on. That dress and... the dress, the sweater, the jiggling... Come on, it's a little much. God damn it, Vanillaware, you fucking crushed it. I love their art style. Look, I love Grim Grimoire. 13 Sentinels also is really gorgeous. Just the way these sprites are just go in combat is absolutely gorgeous. They move so well.
There's just no stopping you these days.
It just gives a really nice life to these characters.
Still,
because I feel like a lot of games would not have as many different movements and articulation within their sprites.
On the mainland now, finally making that Liberation Army thing a reality, huh? Guess that means we'll be going up against Zenoira soon.
Indeed it does. The people of Cornea are suffering, Lex, crying out for whatever help will hear their pleas. Should I turn a deaf ear to those voices, I would have little and less claim to the crown I feel is mine. That, and I owe it to my mother to see them safe.
Well, yeah, but Zenoira's got the whole world in the palm of their hand. How are we gonna fight back against that?
The earth may be theirs, but the heavens will surely favor those who stand for justice.
You got a point there. Sorry for not sounding all too confident. Just make sure you don't take it all on yourself. I'll be with you every step of the way.
Thank you, Lex. You know I can't do this without you.
Oh, stop. You're gonna make me blush. Anyway, that's enough training for today. We're gonna miss lunch if we don't get moving.
I suppose it is that time.
You see something out there?
It's a ship.
Looks like they're flying Zenoira colors, too.
This island is no longer safe. We have to tell the others.
With you there. You head for the cathedral. I'll make sure the town knows what's coming.
You know, if you notice, like right there when Elaine turned around, you'll actually, or when that soldier turned around, there's a couple, like a frame or two of the character swapping weapon hands. So, you know, when the sprite mirrors, it doesn't just look like they just like flip around. You actually see them turn.
Dispatch the vanguard.
Elaine did it with a shield, so did Lex. It's a really minor detail, but it's really cool.
Understood, sir!
I also love that spear design with the that tail. God damn it, man, the art direction in this game is fucking awesome.
Land and sky above, we pray this day for
No, I will not stop gushing. I love it.
grant us the meager sustenance to nourish our fragile bodies in the times to come. Guide our lost souls on the path to salvation. Shine down your radiant light upon us, for darkness looms thick through all corners of Fevrith. Such is my request as your humble servant. In the name of the guardian unicorn, and that of the Holy Mother. Is that you, Elaine? How many times must I ask you not to stomp around in the cathedral? What is the meaning of this?
Well, look what we've got here. Seems we're the first to show. Rough her up if you want, but don't forget, the girl dies and our heads will roll too.
Such depravity will not go unpunished. Not in the house of the Heavenly Father.
Yeah? Then you'd best get to praying.
Bonk.
She's fast.
She's quick.
What the?
Oh, like you see the blood spray.
Only a little shaken.
Like they're not afraid of stuff like that.
What's happening to us, Elaine?
A ship has come ashore on Palavian soil. One hoisting the banner of the Zenoiran army.
And are they aware that you're the Crown Prince?
Probably.
I can't say for certain, but we know one thing. These people are our enemy, and they must be stopped.
Yes. My cathedral will see no more bloodshed this day. Come, let's move outside.
Your Highness, it's a relief to see you unharmed.
Hold on. Where's Lex?
He went ahead to alert the town. We best find him and get to the harbor.
Indeed. But first, my prince, this belongs to you.
A ring.
The Ring of the Unicorn. Queen Elenia wished for you to have it. In truth, I had intended to wait till signs of age played more deeply across your face. But we no longer have such luxury. I have the utmost faith you'll see it secured.
A keepsake from my mother. Thank you for this, Joseph. Truly.
Make no further mention of it. Now, let us be off.
See, I expect there to be like a counter to the Ring of the Unicorn called like the Ring of the Overlord or something like that, hence the game's weird-ass name. Battle stages are fields of combat, where allied and enemy units wage war in real time. Each battle stage has victory conditions must be fulfilled, yada yada yada. Deploying units from the base flag. Move that over to the thing, and deploy Elaine's unit. Before anybody asks, no, there is no permadeath. Which, it works for the way this game is structured. Just like character growths are really weird, and we'll get into that as we level and whatnot. Deploying a unit consumes 1 Valor point from the gauge displayed in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Valor points can be replenished by defeating enemies, liberating towns and fortresses, and more. Elaine, look, they've already reached the town. then we know our first aim. We must dispatch these soldiers as quickly as possible.
The time is at hand.
Select, move, and battle. Yeah, yada yada yada. Yeah, use organize to organize your forces. Select battle once you finish preparing. So that's what I meant. You can organize and decide exactly how you want to go about the fight before. You can swap equipment, positioning, all that good stuff. Battles play out automatically according to various predetermined rules. First combatant's initiative determines the order in which they battle. When a combatant turns arrive, they will use one of their active skills. Using active skills consumes AP. Combatants will take turns using active skills in order according to their initiatives. Battle will continue until all combatants run out of AP. Passive skills will trigger automatically and certain conditions are met, such as being hit with an attack. First, Elaine's Noble Guard skill triggers when he is attacked, causing him to protect himself. Using a passive skill consumes PP. Next, Scarlet's Quick Heal skill triggers when an ally takes damage, thus healing that ally. Finally, the enemy's Parting Blow skill triggers at the end of battle, performing an additional attack. The battle ends when all combatants' AP is out. Press square to view the battle log. And we won. If neither unit is defeated, the side with the lower percentage HP remaining is the loser. Upon losing the battle, the defeated unit is pushed back and enters a waiting state, rendering it immobile for a short time. We almost have them, just one more push. If you also notice up in the corner, there was like a little heart thing. That is rapport, similar to support from Fire Emblem, except you don't just get...
path is set.
You don't just build up like the relationship between the characters. You actually can gain skill buffs at, or not skill buffs, at stat buffs at higher levels of rapport. Engaging a waiting unit will grant the attacking unit a first strike. A unit executing a first strike will always act first, regardless of initiative. Good. All that remains now is to reclaim the town. That's where Lex was headed, right? I hope he's okay. Garrisoning a unit in a town or fort or other facility will allow that unit to liberate the facility.
The time is at hand. Onward. 'Tis ours now.
Liberating facilities will replenish Valor points and boost your score upon completing the stage. Additionally, facilities that have been liberated will serve as bases from which allied units can be deployed. Lex. Hey, sorry about that. They caught me off guard. But don't worry, everyone's safe. I made sure of it. I knew I was right to count on you, and I'm glad you were I keep biting my tongue. I'm glad you're unharmed as well. Still wish I could have done more, though. Here, let me scout up ahead to make up for it. I like the way he moves on the map. Units can be ordered to move to any location specifically. Move to the marked location.
Sure thing.
By pressing square, well, I'm playing on PS5, so for me it's square, you know. Insert whichever for whatever platform you're playing on. But you can set relay points, so you can move here and then move here. Yeah, relay points. Okay, so yeah, I can set that and then pick another spot.
Ready. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Just what I was hoping for. It's time to show these guys what I'm made of.
Sure thing. On it.
Yes, he's supposed to get his crap kicked in on this one. Damn, I've gotten too eager there. Lex? No, we'll never make it in time. Allow me, Your Highness. Different units have different degrees of mobility. The higher the stat is, the quicker they can move through the battle stage. Units with higher mobility, yada yada yada.
In service of the royal family, I'll not fail you. By your word.
I am your foe this day. Prepare to be struck down. When two allies are in close proximity, one can swap in for another. 1R1 have Yosef's unit swap in for Lex's. Before the battle, you can see the prediction of how much damage each unit will take. Note these predictions change when swapping units.
It's not looking great.
So, I mean, this is actually kind of a cool thing you do, because I figured out you can kind of lure enemies in with a weaker unit or somebody who's in waiting or whatever, so you can kind of, like, select or strategically lose fights to draw them in and then whack them with a stronger unit. Bonk. See, like, her long thrust, because the enemies were stacked like they were, if the unit in front was still there, Chloe's long thrust would hit the unit in front and the unit in back. That's what I meant by positioning is important. So, they can hit across rows, the entire row, columns, whatever. There's a lot of really cool shit like that. Lex, are you alright? Somehow, yeah. Sorry for making you worry. You know, it's a miracle you can even put your armor on straight. This medicine should perk you up. When a combatant's health reaches 0, rendered incapacitated, items and skills can restore HP and revive incapacitated combatants. Select items. So you're pretty much free to use items. I think you get 10 item uses a stage. Ooh, I needed that. Chloe, perhaps you'd be better served watching after Lex directly. I fear he's a bit of a liability on his own. Very much agreed. No more messing around, Lex. I'll be keeping a close eye on you. Ugh. Poor Lex. Now then, this area appears to be safe for the time being. Let's hurry on to the harbor. My word, but that's Hodrick? He and I used to stand as the stalwart pillars of Cornia's defense. What might possibly have changed him? Prepare yourselves, rebels. Any foolish enough to defy the Emperor Emperor Galerius must be put to the sword. Seems combat is our only path forward. Indeed, ridding these lands of the enemy must be our first and only priority. No matter who the enemy is. Time limit expires. Defeat Hodrick. Okay, you can select multiple units. Ordering a unit to move, and items can be used even while the game is paused. So yeah, so you get a pause screen, so I kind of toggle over both of them, and I can set their movement point there. And Joseph is a fucking beat stick right now because he is at level 20 while everyone else is at level 1.
Very well.
But the way that experience is divvied up in this game, it kind of works.
To me. Ready.
You got it.
And if your question is, what do you mean by the way experience is divvied up? I think once your level is high enough compared to the stage of the opponents, or to the level of the opponents, you suddenly gain far less experience. I think you gain normal experience gains, I think like 2 levels higher than the opponent, but once you hit 3, it goes down to like 1 or 2 experience points. It's something like that.
Come.
And yes, there are promotions and stuff like that to get advanced classes. At least I believe there are. I've seen a video that explain like that. Like, he's so high level, he only gets 7 experience points. That's why his little level's in red.
I've not chosen
because he's so much higher level. But it's kind of a nice get out of jail free card when you need him.
Your villainy ends here.
This one's mine.
Come then.
I'm ready to hit something.
You face.
You don't stand a chance.
I have you.
No stopping now.
The time is at hand. The path is set.
I'll not fail you. Very well.
I'm ready to hit something.
Healing.
That's how it's done.
Okay, so now that we've picked up a level, again, I've seen a video of this. So the way that I'm gonna try and relay this the best that I know how to explain it. Leveling in this game is set. It is not random. So what you're seeing there, the C, B, C, D, C, D, C, all that stuff on the side of Chloe's screen, is not your chance to level up HP, physical attack, what have you. And that's not what that means. That shows what stats, when she's fully leveled, will she be best at. So, because everything's kind of around a B or a C, a BCD, that kind of means she's going to be fairly a well-rounded character as a soldier. That's what that means. There are some changes to that. So essentially, Chloe will be the same as any other soldier, even because you can get generic units a little later. They will have the same stat totals. So there's not really any need to focus on generics over your named characters. So, if you're in a battle that, really seems that, okay, I can use a whole bunch of generics of a certain class to optimize it, you can do that. But, and again, like I said, I'm kind of relaying this from the way I understand it. So essentially, every time Chloe reaches level 2, she'll get a health boost, defense boost, magic, like you're at home, you will get the same upgrade at level 2. That's the way the leveling system in this game works. There are I hired in the demo, I hired a generic unit, and there are growth rates, so there can be some what's the term? There can be some variability from unit to unit, but for the most part, that you're only going to change it very slightly. You don't have to worry about getting stat screwed in this game like you would in a Fire Emblem or something like that. So essentially, it kind of takes away that idea where you have to be afraid, ooh, is it good to rank up or promote a character at this level or that level or whatever. You don't really have to worry about it as much in this game. It's a lot more straightforward in that way, shape, or form. So essentially, like I said, what you're looking for with all these letters are just kind of what is going to be their best stat. Like Chloe's best stat from looking here is always going to be her physical attack, and her worst stat is always going to be guard rate. And again, that is once she reaches her higher levels.
Sure thing.
Ooh, let's not attack them.
I'm up. Yes, sir.
Gaze upon the face of your demise.
I hope that made sense. Because it is a, while they're talking, let me see if I can pull up the channel that I saw. He did a really good breakdown of it.
I fail to understand, Holdrick. What has motivated this shift in allegiance?
Joseph, Cornea's most decorated knight.
I shall close the book on your tale myself. Not today! Ha! Hold fast!
Check out Titanium Legman. He has done a whole bunch of videos on Unicorn Overlord, like how some of these systems work compared to more traditional games like Fire Emblem and whatnot. It's a really good. He's done really good videos for that. He can explain much better than I can. Seems firm defense, yeah, because he's armored. Yeah, magic works better against armored units. Again, very Fire Emblem-y. But again, as opposed to it's like, well, spears are better against swords. That's not really how it works in this game, but spears work better against cavalry. Again, that makes sense because spears against horses, magic works better against armor, bows work better against flying units. So you still see those weaknesses, but it's more about the unit themselves as opposed, and they're kind of like their attributes as opposed to the weapon triangle. So it's one of those that it's similar, but it's a little better.
Come.
No, I think, again, Titanium Legman, I think he kind of compared the way this stat system works. It's kind of like how Final Fantasy Tactics did stuff, where your growth rates were kind of tied more to your class as opposed to your character. But because there are growth, like specific growth rates in this game, it still, because there are specific growth rates in this game, not growth rates, that's not the right word. Yeah, there is some things that break down specifically to the character.
To me,
it's done in a really unique way. It's a really cool leveling system. Whatever, I'm rambling here.
For the liberation.
And if you're wondering what this number that I'm pointing to right here is, that is kind of that is the unit's stamina. So essentially, it's the number of times they can fight in battle before they have to wait. Because as soon as that stamina reaches 0, you can't move around the map. You can't fight. You can't. Well, I mean, you can fight, but you can't initiate fights. It'll get explained more down the road.
Why are you doing this? You, who once stood as my mother's royal guard.
Enough of your questions, Well, interfere, and I shall see you suffer.
If anyone's going to ask the question, yes, it's mind control. And yes, because we won, we got pushed. Even though we won, we got pushed back. It's because they are in a fortified position, like a garrison or whatever. But we don't get put into the waiting state because we didn't lose the fight.
You face me.
See, I like that. Even though they guard, you still take damage. It's not like Fire Emblem where you can just, oh hey, I put my really strong armor knight in the way of everything. Yeah, I take no damage. Fuck all of you.
I can't fail my sacred mission.
A fine bout.
Foolishness is this. The things that we gained there. War funds is your money that you can buy new equipment, items, etc., etc. Honors are used to expand unit sizes and to give you the access to make more units. And renown is the higher renown that you have, you get more unlocks and stuff down the road. Oh, shit. Again, I'll explain later, but just if anybody was wondering.
That gnawed our ankles.
You've fallen far indeed, Hodrick. How many times did you stare death in the face at Her Majesty's side? Now, look what you've become. I may stand as your swordmaster no longer, but I can yet offer you a merciful end to your descent.
Wait.
Your Highness.
Tell me, Hodrick, do you remember the times you and I played together? When I was still just a boy? Yours was a bond of loyalty few knights could hope to equal. Why cast that aside and bend the knee to Galerius? I refuse to cut down a friend without first knowing how we've reached this grim conclusion. A simple reason is all I ask. Please.
Elaine!
The ring! What sorcery is this?
Oh, my head. What am I doing here?
A spell to shackle the hearts of men.
'Tis the only way I can think to describe it, my prince. That ill-fated day, all the lords closest to your mother turned upon her without so much as a moment's notice. Unfortunately, my memories end there as well.
A frightful power, if what you say is true. This spell...
What you say is true? I mean, what, you think he was faking being mind controlled?
...would go far in explaining how Galerius...
Stop spelling magic that way.
I shudder to think what unspeakable evil I wrought upon our world these last 10 years.
Why did my brain just immediately go to the Sword Art Online abridged, where you said Candy Cane Capital instead of Candy Cane Capital? What? You were spelling it. I bet you were spelling it with C's instead of K's. That's because that's how those words were spelled. Oh my god, I'm such an idiot.
There is no greater misdeed than turning my spear upon you, Prince Elaine.
That's enough. You mustn't blame yourself any further. But I do wonder, how is this ring capable of unmaking the spell?
In truth, I had believed it to be mere regalia, a symbol of your birthright and nothing more. To think the power of cleansing truly exists. Your Highness, that is the Ring of the Unicorn, ancestral treasure of Cornia's royal lineage. Legend speaks of your ancestors wielding it to purify evil, but I had believed such tales to be mere fiction.
The Orthodoxy has a similar story about the Holy Unicorn. How it was a sacred beast able to purge darkness from our lands. It's entirely possible that the ring that bears its image is somehow capable of that same power.
Should Galerius's rule be built upon a foul sorcery that fetters our people, then this ring is the ray of light that will pierce its wicked heart.
Your words ring true, my prince.
Indeed. Were we able to free those bound by his cruel magics?
It might just bring the Iron Wall of Zenoira crashing down.
All told, I've often found myself plagued with doubt. Is it justice that guides our march, or paltry vendetta? Yet the answer is clear as day now. The path before us is laid bare, and all that remains now is to walk it. Walk it I will, Mother. Today marks our first foray into the mists of despair which hang heavy over our home. Mists that will soon be dispelled. It may take days, months, or even years. But I shall see the duties of my bloodline fulfilled, and slay Galerius like the beast he is. And how does Hodrick fare?
Well, all things considered, any fog that lingered in his mind seems to have cleared, and he stands ready to fight once more. By the way, Your Highness, allow me to brief you on our plans for when we arrive. Among the Liberation members I've mustered in my past excursions is a young yet skilled knight by the name of Clive. I'll ride to bring him to you the moment we reach solid ground.
You have my thanks.
A word, Elaine?
Is something wrong?
Well...
Damn it. Oh, my brain is just going. I just wouldn't go, what is it, Tits McGee?
Will be the death of you if you keep
Such an asshole.
It really isn't important, I assure you. It's just... our lives have changed so drastically from the peace we had only yesterday. It barely seems...
Sorry, I popped my knuckles right in the,
Say I feel any different.
right in the microphone. I was stretching.
This day would come. It's why I've spent all these years training under Joseph's careful instruction. A shame you never had the chance to meet my mother. She was always one to blaze a path forward, royal blade in arm. But as her heir, I intend to lead in much the same way.
Is that why you and Lex spent all your days banging swords down at the shore?
You've seen that, have you? You know, Hodrick was likely but one of many. And assuming the others who surrendered to Zenoira are being controlled as he was, we may just stand a chance in this.
See, I'm haven't gotten to this point, but I'm really hoping that some of these people aren't mind controlled. They're just pieces of shit who joined the bad side.
That's precisely why I'll need your help, Scarlet. To reclaim peace for all who have suffered.
Elaine, Of course. I'll do everything I can. As is my role as a priestess of the Palavian Church.
Hey, don't forget about me.
Lex,
What?
I'm sorry, my prince. Decorum doesn't come naturally to this fool.
It's all right. When you've known each other as long as we have, there's no reason to let formality bind us.
But there are protocols to observe. Rules we must follow as vassals in service of the crown. Still, I'm of the same mind. What mind he has, that is. I'll give my all in the royal name, Your Majesty.
Thank you all. I couldn't ask for a
I love you see the reflection on the bottom of her scale shirt. It's a really minor thing to kind of look at and go, oh, it's so pretty, but God, it is. Ooh, okay. So you do story, normal, tactical, or experts. You know what? Let's play expert. You know me. I love my tactical games. I suck at them, but I love them.